is one of the more irrelevant stories that have been posted on the internet. I think, again, it was probably just something that him and his, publicist came up with. This looks cool for you to do. Gets jail time for it. He's locked up. TMZ's all over it. And like I said, too many people going out doing so many things of desperation just to get attention. If he was still doing stuff like he was back when he was doing the original Jackasses, I think it would be great to still see him doing stuff. But now, not so much. It's just, I think he's just one of those old stars that nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, let's see here. UFC's Sue Pileli was heartbroken when he learned that he was banned from a children's hospital. Oh, wow. Probably someone who takes up issue with Ultimate Fighting.
Was there ever a UFC star that cared about children's hospitals?
Apparently this one did, because he helped more than raise $60,000 for 6 children this weekend.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that he was able to do that and let himself be known for doing that sort of thing. And the thing, like I said, I wish more UFC celebrities would do this sort of thing, because I think that a lot of the UFC stars, that's the great thing about wrestling and other athletes, they focus more on different avenues and things like that. But it seems like UFC stars focus way too much on their career and the emphasis on everything they have going on with themselves. Like I know Ronda Rousey was on the cover of a magazine there a couple of weeks ago, and that was the biggest thing she had going on. So, every once in a while when you see somebody like that reaching out to people, that's great too. Because we hear way too much about John Cena granting 600 wishes, or Randy Orton granting 5 or 600 wishes. It's always the same people. So it's great to see that same sort of emphasis falling back on other people that you wouldn't expect for it to do. I think that's great. I saw that actually on my news feed that was syndicated from my website by Facebook in the last day or so. So it's nice to know that people are still, caring about that sort of thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And here's the big one. Here's a big one here. But actually, this one, I don't know how you'll respond to this one. Forbes writes the top 25 cities your paycheck will go the furthest. Actually, this one's pretty long and drawn out. Lisa, I'm gonna use this one actually on Monday. This is actually a good topic for things beyond the entertainment issue. So I'm actually going to save that one for Monday. Let's look at one more here. One more here that Lisa has. This is the last of the one of them that Lisa has here. Oh, this one's good. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for 2016. The nominees are Chicago, Cheap Trick, Deep Purple, and I think Deep Purple should have gotten in last year. The Cars, Shaka Khan, Chic, or Chick, whatever you want to call them. The one I never heard of. The JBs, Janet Jackson, Los Lobos. I think Los Lobos will get in more by default. Steve Miller, another one who deserves to go. And rappers, NWA, no. I think NWA should be barred. I think. What do they do for rap music? I mean, they didn't do
such a thing of the past. Rapping is so yesterday. I think it's more so about rock now, and if it's not rock, it's pop. It's the young age demographic, like with the Disney stars and stuff like that, putting out songs eventually on syndicated radio. It's not about rap anymore. I mean, how many times do you hear a rap artist on the radio anymore? I back in 1998, 1999, when you turn on the radio, you would hear Eminem caught in a rap track. You'd hear the Little Bow Wows of the world. You'd hear the NWA, You wouldn't hear the stuff that you're hearing now. So that's an indication that rap is pretty much a thing of the past. If you want to talk about someone who needs to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's definitely someone like Steve Miller. The Cars are a pretty good indication there, too. A couple of bands you just mentioned there, in brief conversation.
Yeah,
Those are the ones that need to go
Spinners
in.
and Yes are the other ones. And they also got Nine Inch Nails, and I don't think Nine Inch Nails should go in there at all.
I'm still trying to get the case started where I'm inducted into the Disney Hall of Fame or the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I can't even get any further with that.
Oh yeah. Well, I think if you were to put together the ones that are the most practical for the Hall of Fame, Steve Miller, Los Lobos, I believe it's like the top 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Normally are the ones voted on by the fans to go in.
Yeah,
By the fans to go in. They usually, they'll have
fans of
their
rock
own
and roll
that they'll
music.
choose.
They know, the fans of rock and roll music, they know a lot about music and stuff. When it comes to different things like wrestling and stuff, they might not know as much. But when it comes to stuff like rock and roll music and things, they know what they're talking about because they're the ones that are buying the albums. So whoever the fans, choose for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll committee had better listen to them because they're the ones buying the albums, and if you're not buying their albums, no matter if it's an album you just recently put out, a greatest hits album from 20, 25 years ago, you got to listen to them because they're the ones that are putting you on that pedestal, and that's that pedestal that you want to stay on no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. Chicago is one that should go. Cheap Trick, Deep Purple. The fact that they didn't get in last year, I know a lot of it had to do with Kiss being involved too, but they're the classic rock group that needs to be in there already.
That's another thing about these people that like Kiss. People are so obsessed with Kiss. Like, why is it so much about Kiss? Everybody that you talk to.
I'm a diehard Kiss fan, and I'll tell you the truth, I was glad they finally got in there. They had to wait another 15 years to get in there because of people like Carlos Santana objecting to them.
Yeah.
But there's just, to me, the way it was with Kiss, they didn't perform. They put the original members back up there. They didn't perform. They just simply accepted their awards. It was like, who wants to see that? I don't care about that. I like the JBs. Who are they? Janet Jackson should probably go into the Hall of Fame. I think Janet Jackson, Los Lobos are going to be pretty much guarantees. But Steve Miller and Deep Purple, they should be in there already. Cheap Trick should be in there already.
Deep Purple, without a doubt.
And I know they're going to put a 9 Inch Nails or a or an NWA in there just so they could try and stay as relevant to today as they possibly can. But it's just. I remember the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when it was airing on VH1. It aired on VH1 for a couple of years, not HBO.
Mhm.
And I just remember they used to have a current person induct them into the Hall of Fame, and then that after they accepted everything, then they would perform with that current star on stage. I mean, you saw Melissa Etheridge do it with the only Everly brother who's still alive. You saw Richie Valens got inducted in, and he of course he obviously can't perform. So the one who inducted him and performed his music was Ricky Martin. I mean, it was just, which I think was very very much an insult to Richie Valens because he was rock and roll.
The thing about these things like the rock and roll, it's always going to be popular with fans. And I just mentioned about the rapping and how irrelevant rapping is now. Just to give you an example of how irrelevant rapping is, I'm sure you guys probably saw the post on my Facebook page or probably heard about it from TMZ or something, but Kanye West is announcing that he's going to run for president in 2020. Now, I can't see it happening. I don't know about you and what you would think about that inauguration day. I can't see this being followed through with because Kanye West has openly admitted that he hates failure so much. But can you actually see someone like him being president of the United States? I could see Donald Trump being president of the United States ever before I could see Kanye West in 2020.
Yeah, I hear you with that one. Yeah, Kanye West. I mean, what are they trying to do with Kanye West? I'm going to be bringing up. We are ready for Angela now, and I'm going to bring her up. But yeah, Kanye West. I mean, Kanye West is a circus act. He's a circus act. He was a part of that whole. He was a part of that whole Kardashian deal with Bruce Jenner. And yes, I'm still calling him Bruce. I keep saying that every time to those who always love to correct me and say it's Caitlyn. It ain't Caitlyn, it's Bruce. Be grateful to the person who gave birth to you, gave you your name, and your creator who created you. But that notwithstanding, let's bring on Angie.
Hey.
How you doing, Angie? I can hear
you
you.
better?
We can hear you.
I don't know what was up with my mic, but I called in on my phone instead, so...
Yeah, definitely. And you're
What you
sounding
gotta
great
do,
on your phone.
Plan B always works.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Oh.
if I wasn't using Skype to call into BTR, I would have been able to just simply bring you on Skype alone. But we'll be doing all that in the next next 6 weeks actually.
I'm hearing feedback there in the background. You might want to turn down your speakers because I get kind of claustrophobic or freaked out by hearing my own voice.
I don't have any speakers on, so.
Okay, well, it must be Bob with his wonderful Skype there on my phone.
We'll work through it. Don't worry.
Okay, so what's on your mind, Angie? Is there anything that...
Oh, well,